Hello everyone, welcome back and thank you so much for tuning in today. So I want to start doing a series essentially where I am climbing the ladder up to Mythic. I'll go ahead and start that now. This will officially be episode 1 of the first season that I'm doing this. So I finished, I haven't played in several months, and so I'm starting off around, I think silver or something based on whatever my previous rank was. So I'm really excited to go ahead and get started with this now. We have a mono blacklist here that is pretty unique, I think. So first of all, it plays the Phyrexian Obliterator, which you're not seeing very much in the mono blacklist right now. It's also playing this one of Corrupt. I think this card is actually really sweet now. Whenever I was looking at sample mono blacklists online, there's a few things about this I do not necessarily like up front. So first of all, it's got a lot of 2-ofs. I've actually tweaked this a little bit. I took out some of the 1-ofs. I added a few cut down to try to get some consistency to the deck. The deck is very heavy on 2-drops, but the 2-drops are actually very good. It opts for a few Infernal Grasp rather than a few Go for the Throat, just to add some more diversity and removal and ensure that the necessary creatures die. It's playing 3 Sheoldred instead of 4. It's only playing 2 Liliana, which I think is fine. I do not think this card is good, obviously, but it's not great in the current standard format. The only card that you may want to swap out is the Gix. So Gix is an insane card. Don't get me wrong. This card is very good. Depending on what you're seeing, though, on the best of 1 ladder or the best of 3 ladder, we will be playing best of 1 today. But depending on what you're seeing, you may want to instead play a different 3-drop. Like, this deck is pretty heavy on 3-drops. Maybe you want to play the Flesh Gorger. Maybe you want 4 of the Graveyard Trespasser. It really just depends on what you're running into. A few Gix command to try to round out the deck here I think is okay, and then Corrupt I think is actually just a very funny card. Since we are heavy on our black mana symbols, especially with Phyrexian Obliterator, we're playing just straight black sources. We are not playing any Mishra's Factories or anything like that. So with that being said, I would like to go ahead and get into some games here, and we'll see specifically how this goes. Standard ranked, and we'll try it on the best of 1 ladder. So I normally like to play best of 1, at least until I hit Platinum. I think it's just a faster way to climb. Platinum, I start playing traditional. I'll play traditional more. Sometimes I still may play best of 1. Okay, so I have 1-drop in the 2-drop, good interaction, and I have a high end. I have 3 lands. I think this is a very good hand. Okay, our opponent starts with a Xander's Lounge. Hopefully something I can cut down here. Hopefully not a Thalia or something like that. I'll go ahead and play my enchantment. I'll gain 2. Okay. Slow start from the opponent. Okay, interesting. Unfortunately, I do not have my Phyrexian Obliterator in hand. That would be just insane right now. This flips to the dragon. Okay, not much action though. Unfortunately, our opponent's very behind, and we do not have any threats. Sleeper is very good. Go ahead and start getting the damage in. We could have left the Toshiro back in order to activate the Evolve Sleeper. However, I do think it's probably better just to start getting the beatdown going. Our opponent has no lands. This is incredibly unfortunate. And I have to discard a Timeless Lotus. Oh, I see. We have to... okay. Leave ourselves a bit vulnerable here. But really just want to get my opponent dead quickly as possible. Okay. Opponent will concede. Very bad luck from our opponent there. And we do come out with a win. A Phyrexian Obliterator would have been insane there. 100%. Alright. Go ahead and queue back up. That... Nothing happened. Any deck could have done that, right? You just stumble on mana, your opponent plays a creature or two, and then finishes the game. Okay, our opponent War Mage. Okay, I have some threats here, so I'm a little land shy. I am on the draw, though, to hopefully counteract that. I have some interaction, and I have stuff I can play if I do not draw that third land. But hopefully I curve out here. Hitting a third land here would be awesome, into a fourth land. Okay. Well, I don't need that. I think what I'll do is just go ahead and cut down. Evolve my dude. Definitely an argument for getting the enchantment going there, but I don't want to start taking the toxic beats. Alright, and I'll go ahead and get the enchantment going. We'll gain 2. Clearly no point in giving that -1/-1, but we need this for the mana. If we draw a land at any point and just resolve a Sheoldred, I think we're in good shape. Gain 2 again, but here's the question. So this will flip next turn. I think I need to cut down that Skystrike Officer, and then I'll just play an Evolve Sleeper. Okay, well that hurts. That hurts very bad. But land is good. So I could play a Liliana. I don't think my opponent wants me drawing cards, personally. Liliana minus, he probably gets rid of the third path. Brutal Cathar kills Liliana. Alternatively, I could start ticking up Liliana. Goes up to 4. Sleeper can block third path. I think I'll start plussing, get rid of these Tenacious Underdogs. Protect the Negotiators, interesting. No attacks, that way I can block. Okay. So now this has Ward pay 3. Continue eating away at our opponent's hand. We all have things we'd rather forget. Wandering Emperor is good. And now we will pass, because then we can actually make this trade with the Brute and get the Sleeper back, technically. So it's a poor attack from our opponent, assuming they don't have anything. Okay, this does have first strike, unfortunately. Pay a bit of life to get rid of this thing here, but I think it's worth it. Protection spell is annoying. Okay, sure. Okay, Liliana will die here. I think if I can get a land here and resolve a Shieldred, I think I'll be okay. Opponent is running low on cards, but tight spot. So we can evolve our Sleeper here. We'll have to take the 3 off the Brute. No blocks. Okay, well, good target for my cut down. Has another protection spell. Well, I can't pay 3. So we'll level this up, and hopefully I can draw land for Shieldred. Oh, okay. He cast 2 spells. Sure. He can get in with his flyer here, and I keep taking 3. Shieldred will go a big way. He can start pumping out his colorless things here, though. The good news is this lines up now. If he drew a counter spell, it'd be very unfortunate. Probably just game. Okay. Hopefully no removal here. So this is big enough. Only that, so I could kill both of these. He can't block. I guess he could just make a colorless Might. This creature can't block though. Although this does open me up to like a Wandering Emperor play. But this does have ward discard a card, so actually Wandering Emperor is not a big deal. Yeah, I just take the damage there. Okay, he makes one with Toxic. Takes 2. I have a lot of excellent top decks. See, that is on a soldier. He can pump the soldiers. That is not a soldier though. And that's a werewolf. But it's not the Brutal Cathar anymore. Interesting. The Shieldred might be enough here, assuming our opponent doesn't... Okay, what did our opponent draw? I see. Well, not much I can do about that. Uh, am I just dead here? Let's see, I can block the brute 3, 4, 5, but I can gain 2, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Alternatively, block. Then take 3, 4 Xaxes. Yeah, I think our opponent has exact damage here. I'm trying to think if there's absolutely any way to get out of this. And that's not even including the fortified beachhead. Fortified beachhead, this just kills me straight up in the air. I'll go ahead and attack, maybe he blocks. Alright, the opponent does just win here. At 1 life. You know, considering that we went most of the game on 3 lands, not too bad. Okay. Good game. So that's just how it goes, especially in best of 1 on Arena. Whenever you whenever you start a game with 2 lands in hand, normally that means you'll probably get mana screwed and you lose. If you have 4 lands, you normally get flooded and lose. 3 lands, typically those are the ones that the games that you win. Just how Arena works, especially when you play best of 1. So this is another instance where I'm going to struggle on 2 lands, probably. But I have some really good 3-drops here, and I have interaction. I have something at 2 mana, so I'll keep this. Okay, yep, be expected, but I can at least interact here for a while. And then once I do get a few lands, Obliterator is going to be very good, I hope. Okay, so I do get a land. Now here's the conundrum. So playing a 3-drop takes all my mana, obviously. I can always Infernal Grasp this. They just have to grasp this now. That's a very powerful card. It does slow me down, but it gives the... I guess I could have held back the underdog. But if my opponent goes like Ossification or something and then attacks... Okay. So I don't think I want to drop the Obliterator this turn because my opponent is most assuredly holding an Ossification. At least I'll play Trespasser to make them discard an additional card to do that. Get rid of their Calyx. Playing slightly mana inefficiently this game. Playing a land behind curve. I Infernal Grasp with 3 mana, and I played Graveyard Trespasser with 4 mana. You can get in with Spirited Companion here, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, now I have no choice but to really play the Obliterator. Want my opponent to draw a card? Definitely trades with my Trespasser. Continue getting more tokens, he just trades. I'm okay trading this. Curious if he trades here to draw a card or trades with the token. Okay. Opponent does opt to draw a card. We'll play Obliterator. Pass turn. Okay, so hopefully no ossification, but the odds of them having it's very high. Ossification is really just GG here. Okay. Can't really attack. Well, it has trample, so it's just 5 permanents. Very interesting. So I can force a block. He just lets the Obliterator through, though, and then am I just dead on the next turn? I can double spell. Opponent does let it through. That's not casting the enchantment. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, opponent has plenty of things to sacrifice to the Obliterator now. I think this is just another loss. Yeah, that's hard. I think on my Sheoldred's Edict, they have to sacrifice a creature token because they could just sacrifice one of their spirited companions. It's just is this lethal? Yes. Because they just sacrifice one of these. Okay, good game. Alright, so not the best matchup for us there. And also stumbling on lands again. Alright, this is the grind, and you just continue going. So, the Phyrexian Obliterator, it's just not good when they're just making tons of tokens, obviously. Okay. So here, this is one where we'll draw 2 mini lands. Now we have 4. We really need to get that magical 3 number. Okay, mono black mirror. We can always cut down their Okiba, and yeah, the mana screw kind of begins, but that's just how it goes. I'll go ahead and kill one of these. May have to Infernal Grasp Evolve Sleeper here. Hopefully I draw not a land. Shieldred is pretty good. Okay, so Gix, this definitely gets removed. Okay, so opponent's hand is gas, so he definitely has a Shieldred here. A Sorin. Well, he did have a 4-mana threat, just not the one I thought. I don't think that counts. I will attack the Sorin. That's 7 to activate.
Blood for knowledge. A fair trade.
Okay, another Evolve Sleeper. Very good card. Well, Obliterator would be pretty insane here. Well, I can Takenuma for 2. But I couldn't cast my Obliterator, obviously. Maybe I just wait to do that next turn. Just play the Trespasser for now. And I can do this EOT maybe. Try to get rid of the card advantage here. Maybe just trades. I'm okay with the trade if he does. Sure. Because at least now I have a guaranteed hit off Takenuma. Well, I can't Takenuma now. I should have done that before. Just a mistake, actually. My apologies. Actually, maybe just waiting on this is just strictly better. Okay. Well, I'll need my own Phyrexian Obliterator now to deal with that. Sleeper is not bad. Maybe I just need to get my own source of card advantage going here. Unfortunately, I'm 1 mana shy. Three with Death Touch. They lose another 2. So they have to be careful with attacking here, though. Okay, opponent gets a land, which they already played. They attack with the Obliterator and the Evolve Sleeper. They lose life here if they want to draw. Now they'll lose 2. They need multiple removal spells here. Now the cut down dwindles. Okay, so that'll fizzle. Now they'll take 2. And now we'll trade. I don't think they have another removal spell. Okay. Play land 7. Takanuma will cost 4. If I attack with Shieldred here, I think I'll just attack with the Trespasser. We'll get rid of their Evolved Sleepers. Keep draining the opponent. And this way, we can pretty easily get a hit. We can at least get our Gix back or something. Okay, so we can get Evolved Sleeper, which is probably just better. Because we don't really have cards to discard to the Gix. Go ahead and make this a 3/3 with Death Touch. Opponent may have to consider keeping the Obliterator back now.
I bring my own armor.
So he can't kill Shieldred. I think I attack with both, because then he has to block both. I guess he has lifelink. He could have double blocked this sleeper and went to 2, but then he dies on the draw. Okay, yeah, so he actually does have to block both. Okay, so now we'll just trade Obliterators. We'll both sack lands. Alright. Okay, and we get the Mono Black Mirror win. These are very interesting games. Okay, well, we only managed to play a few games. Let's take a look at the deck. So, given it was best of 1 and the draws were a little bit off, Shieldred felt extremely good. That's what won us that game, is we had a Shieldred, now our opponent did not. Nothing else really mattered in that game. It even overcame multiple hits from the Phyrexian Obliterator. So maybe we Just need the 4th Shieldred to guarantee that we get that more often. Not sure. Otherwise, list felt fine. We did not get an opportunity to really play a Gix or a Gix's command, I should say, or corrupt. Um, the Gix feels a little underwhelming. In all honesty, maybe we just want a 4th Trespasser and maybe the Flesh Gorger. So we go down some number of these, go up a Trespasser. And then we want some number of these Flesh Gorgers, maybe. These cards are very good. So, especially if you're running into soldiers, mono red, things like that. It's also possible maybe you want more Lilianas, and maybe this is 2/3 drop heavy. So maybe we want something like this. Although I'm not a huge fan of 1-ofs unless it's something like the Corrupt. So maybe it is just a 3 Shieldred because it's legendary. You know, maybe it is 2 Flesh Gorgers. Maybe you just go up an Okiba Reckoner Raid or something, play 2 of these. These would just be my suggestions. I actually like this to give you some additional mana. So the Life of Toshiro is actually pretty decent. But I would play probably something akin to this. I think this list felt pretty good, even though we did not get to play some of the bigger combos with Gix or with Corrupt. I was really hoping to see Corrupt shine through a top deck situation there or something like that. But maybe I would play something akin to this. Maybe 2 Flesh Gorgers, because that gives you something to really curve into later in the game. You can also just play a 3 mana 3/3 Menace Lifelink, which is very good into mono red. So maybe it would be something like this. This is very 3-drop heavy though, so I could definitely see an argument for going down on these. Maybe go up an Okiba Reckoner Raid and then up a Shieldred. You could do this for consistency. I don't think this would be a bad idea either. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and hope you tune in next time to continue this climb to Mythic. Thank you so much. Have a great night.